and welcome to my channel. If you are new here, hi, hey, hello, my name is Meg, and we do crafty things here. So if you like crafty things, please do consider subscribing. And if you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much for tuning into another video, and of course, subscribing. So, today, let's talk about adjustable bracelets. Yep, you heard that. Ever since, I guess it's been a while now, ever since I posted my buckle closure tutorial, if you're wondering what that is, that's like the closure you see here on this bracelet. If you want more information on it, I'll post it in the cards. But ever since I posted that tutorial, you guys have been asking for an adjustable sliding closure. So here we are. And let's start with the T. The T is that I have never really liked adjustable closures, so I haven't used them. The reason I don't like adjustable closures is because every adjustable closure tutorial I found always needed some kind of fabric glue or nail polish or something of the sort. And I wasn't a fan of that. You always had to introduce new string like here and then glue it or secure it somehow. And I guess I'm kind of old school in that regard. I think a bracelet should be just string and knots. I don't think you should have to use glue in it. And I'm kind of like that in a lot of crafts. I'm like, I shouldn't have to add extra things to hold it together. So I searched high and low until I finally found an adjustable knot that does not require glue or nail polish. So that's what I'm going to show you guys today. Now, just like my my buckle closure bracelet, let's go through some pros and cons. So the first pro is, of course, it's adjustable, which means it can fit different size wrists. So if you wear your bracelets up to like halfway up your wrist, like I used to here, you can just loosen the bracelet a little more, and that's fine. So that makes it convenient if you're like trading bracelets with friends all the time or something. That's great. Or, if you play sports, adjustable means it's also removable. So if you're into sports like volleyball or soccer, baseball, some sports, they won't let you wear wristbands and stuff on the field. So this, you can literally just pop it open, get on the field, get on the court, get your sport on, and crush it. So that's great. Of course, adjustable, removable, you can coordinate it. It becomes more of a coordinatable accessory instead of just, a knotted on fixed bracelet. So that is great. Now let's talk about some cons. And the first con I really have is if you like the twisted tie look. This might not be the adjustable closure for you, because what I have found is this one here is made with just like a braid. I did a fishtail braid. It's nothing special. And this one is made with a twisted tie. The shaped one is about a week younger than this watermelon one. So just keep that in mind for reference as I'm talking about these. They're about a month old now. I wanted to wear test them before I showed you guys, so I wasn't giving you like garbage tutorial, you know what I mean? But the twisted tie, because it's round, if you imagine when you're little how like the flat shoelaces were always better, they didn't come untied as easily, the same kind of applies here. So from what I found, despite this bracelet being younger, just because of the nature of the twisted ties being rounded, it does slide more than the regular braid. So this watermelon one, I have had 0 issues with it sliding or loosening during wear. And I have been sure to like take them on and off at least once a day, like really put it through its workout. And I've not had this one slip or move or anything. This one, on the other hand, I have had it loosen. Not significantly, so it was like gaping open, falling off my wrist. But it has loosened some, and I have found myself adjusting it throughout the day because it just slides so much easier. So just keep that in mind. You can do this with a twisted tie. But I've been wearing this for, like I said, about a month now, and I have noticed it already starting to loosen and slide around a bit. So if that's a look you like, this might not be for you. If you don't like the kind of, I don't want to call it unfinished look of like a braid or tie, again, this might not be the look for you. But I haven't tried it, but in my head, I think you could do it with a loop and just an extra long tie and knot it. If I try it, I will update you guys probably in my wrap-up video. So keep an eye out for that. I'll give it a try and see how it goes. But just want to throw that out there. Disclaimer, like these are the first 2 bracelets I've ever made adjustable. So with that in mind, if you still want to see how I've done this, keep watching. We're going to tape down our string here. So as usual, I feel like I've said this a million times. Whenever you tape down string, I find it works best if you put your first piece down sticky side up, stick your string to that, and then put a piece over top of it. So because of the nature of these ties, my strings are not folded. They're just all cut straight, and we're going to lay them on top of the tape. Now for this particular tie, for it to look most even at the end, I have found it is nicer to have one of your ties shorter. So I'm going to do my top tie shorter than the bottom one, and that's just like this watermelon one. It just ends up a little more even than the twisted tie where I did the ties both the same length, and once it's knotted, one ends up extra long. So I'm going to go ahead and just lay my strings out, trying to keep them even at the top because that will become a tie, but I'm not trying to make it super long or anything. So here we are. This is what we're looking like. I moved you up a bit so you can see how much string I have there. It's not a ton, and I've been making a lot of big alphas and stuff recently, so forgive. We're just gonna do a basic chevron today because that is what I am feeling. I don't want to follow a pattern today. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start knotting this out. And we'll bring you along for the ride because that's what we're all here for, right? We all like watching people make bracelets. Got the length of bracelet I want here. Now I'm going to tie off the bottom, and on one of my previous videos one of you guys asked if I knew how to do a fishtail braid, so that's what I'll do on the end here, and I'll show you guys how to do it. So we're going to put our string in 2 sections, and we're going to take the outermost string and fold it across. So I'm starting with my right side. I'm going to fold that outermost dark blue over and add it to the inside of the left group. And then I'm going to take the outermost dark blue on the left hand side and do the same thing, crossing it over to the innermost side of the right group. And then I just continued through my colors like that. Always going right then left, alternating. So you just take the outermost string, 1 string at a time, and fold it over to the innermost side of the other group. So you're just basically making little X's, and it turns out being a fishtail braid. Yeah, so I'm just going to do that for the entire length of this tie. Nothing too exciting, but you guys had asked me about that, and it's really easy. I just didn't think it warranted a whole video. So again, let's take the right string from the outermost edge, pull it into the innermost of the left side, outermost to the left, pull it to the innermost of the right, and just repeat that. And then I'm done the tie here. We're just going to do an overhead knot, nothing exciting, and trim our ends. And this end, like I said at the beginning there, you want it to be, this tail to be significantly longer than what you have at the top. So I'm going to flip this around and I'm going to do the exact same thing at the top there. Here we go. So that's the outermost from the right hand side to the innermost of the left group. And then the left outermost to the inner right. That's all you're doing, is you're just creating little X's, one string at a time. So it does take a bit longer than like a normal braid or a twisted tie, but it does look a little bit nicer, I think, than a standard braid. But that's just preference. A regular braid will work fine here. And just if you do decide to go with twisted ties, just keep in mind what I said at the start. I have found that it does slide a little bit more. At the beginning though, it was more stiff than the regular braid, but it loosened up very quickly. So just keep that in mind, whatever tie you choose for here. Okay, so now I'm going to knot this off. I'm just going to use a regular overhand knot, nothing exciting, and we're going to trim our little fringes here, our little fringy boys, so they're even and clean and looking sharp. And then we're going to go ahead and tie our actual closure. So as you can see, my right hand tail is about double the left hand side. We're going to flip this up and we're going to roll it into our bracelet shape, so our tails are side by side. For the purpose of this, I'm holding this with my short tail closest to me and my long tail furthest from me. My long tail is on the right hand side, my short tail is on the left, and we're going to pull the long tail down through the loop of our bracelet and up around the short tail so it creates this loop. As you can see, now our long tail is going to wrap around itself and the short tail 2 more times. So there's 1 and there's 2. So from the front, it should look like the long tail has passed over the short tail 3 times. The reality is you've done 2 full loops. And now we're going to pass the end of our long tail back through the loops we just made towards the left-hand side of our bracelet. So through 1 loop and 2 loops. And we're going to pull it tight, making sure it's nice and even and everything we want. And then guess what? Boom! Adjustable closure. No glue, no nail polish. We stand this. Yes. But it's okay. I will show you again. So wrong face up. Short boy towards you. Long boy away from you. Side by side. Our long tail is going to go down through the loop of our bracelet and back up over our short tail to create a loop. Our long tail is going to continue. We're going to wrap it around. Here we go. 1 time and then a 2nd time around the short tail and the beginning of the long tail as well. So it's wrapping around itself and the short tail. Now we're going to take the end of our long tail, which is now short and stubby, and push it back through those 2 loops towards the left-hand side of our bracelet. Once we have done that, we're going to pull it tight. Make sure it's all even, looks clean, looks good. Yes, we like this. And then you just pull on the bracelet to open it, pull on the tie to tighten it. That's it. That's all there is. That adjustable closure. And because 1 string was short, 1 string was long, they're even once the long tail has done its tying. I'm sorry I don't have a formula for this, but you guys saw the long tail was almost double the starting tail. So that's it, guys. That's all there is to it. That is how you make an adjustable closure with no glue and no nail polish. No extra string that's going to come undone and fall off. It's literally the tails of the bracelet. So we stand that. If you're like me, I hope you do too. So that's it, guys. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment box down below. I try to answer everyone. So if you have any question, doesn't matter what it is, let me know. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. And until next time, guys.